Hello, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. In the last video, there was a couple things that people pointed out to me that I missed, and I just want to correct them now. One of the things was that when we did our level up, and this actually wasn't in the last video, it was in the upkeep video, which happened, I think, about 2-3 videos ago. So if we look at Craig Hart's actual discard pile here, you'll notice that we have 2 level 4 cards. And the mistake I made was actually putting both of those into his available card pool and using them in his hand. I'm only supposed to be using one at a time. I've never done that before. I don't know why. I thought I could get away with it here. I must have just blacked out. But essentially what should be happening is one of these cards shouldn't be in his hand right now. When you go to level 4, you can only unlock 1 of the cards from that level. You don't get to unlock 2. So now I could go ahead and choose on subsequent level ups to pick the other level 4 card or something to unlock. But truthfully, I only get to pick 1. So because of that, I'm going to have to take one of these away just to be fair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove one of the ones. I'm going to remove probably this one. So the rock slide one's going to be the one I'm going to get rid of. And what I'm going to put back, just to be fair, is one of the cards that I originally had in my deck in the first place. So that was the crater card. So that's this one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and have this one put back into the deck. Although it's not going to be in my hand, it'll be lost. But I'm just switching that out. So essentially this will end up going back in his box to be not used. The other thing that was, and again, I want to thank, I believe it was, if I remember correctly, it was Steve Grady who pointed that out. So I want to thank him for making mention of that. Also, one thing that was mentioned by S. Ham was that the damage that's done by dropping obstacles, like we had dropped some rocks here earlier. For instance, I forget which pattern it was in here somewhere. We dropped some rocks and hit some guys. They don't stack though. The 2 damage, basically the rocks drop in single hex locations within range 4, and then they do 2 damage to every monster that's adjacent to them. That's it. But 2 damage max. There was no stacking. There's no dropping multiple rocks around him to get more and more damage. So that's just kind of, I also equate it to kind of bad wording on the card as well, because the wording on the card didn't make it seem like you put the rocks all down first and then do the damage. It sounded like you continually put these single hex obstacles out and whatever's adjacent to them takes damage. So it was kind of, when you think of a rock slide, I don't know. It just depends on how you look at it. But further looking into the FAQ and stuff like that, it looked like that Isaac had released. It looked like that had been cleared up. So anyway, we've gone ahead. What I've done in the meantime here is I've gone ahead and I've cleaned up the deck so everything is fine in terms of shuffling. Everything else should be good to go, and we're ready to roll. Now, the other thing that was mentioned to me by Adam on the channel was to get the heck out of this room. So we got to get moving. We're 2 trapped in the back here. We got to get as close to this rock as possible, so we want to move real fast. So let's pick our 2, I guess we'll pick our 2 cards to get going. So for the Tinker here, he needs to heal. So one of his primary things he's going to want to do this turn is heal. The secondary thing he's going to want to do is probably to likely go ahead and take these guys out, or at least make a major attack against them, being that the Night Demon's actually 5, so he's close to death, and this guy here is at a 6 damage total right now. So it's very possible we could kill both of them if we get really lucky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair together this Net Shooter card, which is going to allow me to go ahead and shoot from range 3, which is just perfect enough to get into this core group right here and hit them, also keeping me at a high initiative. So hopefully I'll be lucky enough to go early enough in the round to be able to use that card. Otherwise, of course, that's going to end up kind of coming back to haunt me. The other thing we have to think about is there's Deep Terrors as well. So there's Night Demons, Deep Terrors. We'll flip their cards for them and find out where they land. But for now, we'll pick the Net Shooter. The other thing we want to do is heal, really. We don't really have too many healing cards, except for this one, which would... Now, this would be bad because in a situation like this, we'll be using 2 cards where we lose both of them, which puts us in a more precarious situation in terms of having cards in our hand. I do really need to heal, though, because this wound is slowly crippling me, and I also need to generate some movement. So I don't have anything, sadly, that can move and heal except for this one, but it only heals adjacent allies, doesn't heal me, so that's no good. So that's kind of where it puts me in a tough spot. And I really want to get moving. I don't want to be standing still, that's for sure, by the end of this round. So let me just take another little look here at what we've got for cards to see what may be useful. Oh, this is going to be tough. Shoot. Let's do... Well, I mean, we've got the coins here. That's kind of a draw. We also have to be prepared to be attacked. You know what? I'm going to have to heal. I don't really have much choice, to be honest, because I have to be able to take attacks. If my attacks fail and I can't kill both of them, I need to be able to take some damage. So I have to do this. So I have to kind of burn a turn with the Tinker, taking these two guys out as best as I can, and the Cragheart can just run as fast as possible across the map. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 19 to 34 for the Tinker, and then we're going to come over here to the Cragheart, and we're going to go ahead and generate some movement. He needs to jump, so he's going to have to lose a card himself in order to jump, and he destroys all obstacles and disarms all traps moved through. So the obstacles in this situation would be all of these boulders that are lovingly falling from the ceiling onto the map. So from what I'm understanding, yeah, it says you're placing obstacles in all the hexes. So he can break through obstacles. So I can have him run or jump over like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can have him, and it says destroy all obstacles and disarm all traps move through. So I could do that. I have to land in a spot when you're jumping that is clear of any kind of issues though. So I have to land in a clean, empty hex. So I could jump through a couple of these and break a few rocks. I can even go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'd rather just make distance. So I'd rather go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something like that to get them over here to maybe keep these guys preoccupied. So let's do that. We'll go with that one. So that'll be good. And then the other thing we can do too is we could think about maybe healing, because the Cragheart is in just as much pain as the other guy. So this will give him a 29, giving him a little bit early of an initiative, and that's probably as good as we're going to be able to get in this situation. And we also have to remember we have the minor healing potion, which we can consume on his turn as well. So let's go ahead and flip the cards and see what happens in this round. We've got Night Demons going at 35. Okay, that's good, because that puts them ahead of us, or sorry, after us. And 54 for the Deep Terrors. Awesome. So that means we're going to be able to get to go ahead before both of them. So the Tinkerer here is going to, well, he's going to do what he was going to do, which is we're going to lose this card to gain 2 XP, and we are going to heal ourselves 5. Now, when we do this, I'm going to jump myself from 2 XP to 4. I also get to remove the wound token. Now, before this occurs, because of the way the wound token works, before I even was to get rid of this card, technically this wound is on me at the start of my turn, so I do lose a health, so I go down to 1. And then this is removed due to the healing that I'm doing right now. This heal not only removes the wound, which I just took away from the Tinker, but also I get the bonus of the actual heal itself. So I go from 1, I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm back to 6. So that's not bad. And that's the reason why it was worth it, to keep me alive. Then I'm going to go ahead and use this one here, the Net Shooter, to attack all of these guys in this area here. Now, we know when we attack this guy, we're disadvantaged, so that's kind of a downside, but we also know this guy here has 5 damage on him and only needs 7 to die. So we should be able to pull this off, so we'll go ahead and do our attack here. I can't do anything with my cards to boost this, so we'll see how it goes. So we got a +1 and a heal, so that's good, but we have to take the worst of the 2 because we're disadvantaged. So the next one will be a 0. So we have to take the 0, sadly. We don't get the benefit of the health on that one. But we do get a clean Net Shooter attack of 3. 3 on this guy here is enough to kill him. He's got 8 damage on him, which is more than enough, so he's dead. He was here from the original game, or he was here from the scenario. He was not summoned, so a coin does drop for him, but he's gone now. So now technically we can take a look at the board and notice there are no Night Demons on the board, so essentially their initiative is useless. We'll just put these cards up here for now because they're not going to be end up going at all. There's only the Deep Terrors left. And then he's going to go ahead and do the Net Shooter attack on this guy here, who currently, being number 2 elite, has 8 health, but has 6 damage on him in the number 2 slot there. So we're going to go ahead and do an attack of 3, and we're not disadvantaged on this one. We have to, and we're doing, because we can hit him, because we're doing a range of 3, but it's an area of attack, so we can actually target him. So here we go, +2, that's way more than enough to kill him. So that's 5 on top of the 6 there, that's overkill. So he is dead as well. So we've wiped out this guy. So both of those guys are gone. That's pretty awesome, actually. So we cleared that out. Now we lose his card, so a bad thing there. But at least we got to take those guys out pretty easily. The one thing I'm gonna do right now that I'm noticing is I do have my minor stamina potions, which might come in handy at some point here, but I'm not going to use them yet because I still have cards in my hand for the Tinker. There's nothing else I can do, but the great thing is I do have the Necklace of Teeth, and any time you kill an enemy during your turn, you gain 1 health. So we killed 2 enemies, so we're going up to 8. So that's great. It gives my Tinker the ability to handle a little bit more damage. And his turn is done. So now it's the Cragheart, and now the Cragheart's really only got 1 enemy to focus on, who currently has 2 damage on him. So what we're going to want to do is we want to heal and we want to jump. So let's do the jump first. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It's going to be a move 5. Now, just let me see here. Let's see what we're doing here. It's a move 5. So yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so we're gonna probably end up going from where we are now to, let me think here. If I'm destroying all obstacles I move through, I go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just trying to get as close as I can to this one. We're trying to get to this rock. So I end up going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I end up destroying both of these obstacles. They're taken off the board. We chop through those pretty easily. Because we jumped and we destroy all obstacles and disarm all traps move through, we get 2 XP. So the Cragheart's going to jump from 1 to 3. And then we're going to have to lose this card. It goes away. We don't get it back. So this goes in the lost pile on this far side over here, which is no fun. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to heal. Now I can't heal the Tinker because I'm not close enough, but it's okay because I want to heal the Cragheart. So he's going to jump from 3 to 7. So there we go. And that is done. Now we get to also boost up the leaf element. So it's going to go all the way to the strongest. And we're going to go ahead and discard this card into the pile. Now I don't think, and I could here, actually now that I'm thinking about it, I could use, no I couldn't, never mind. Think I'm good. I could use my healing potion. So maybe right now I'll use my healing potion just to get myself a little closer to, so I get to use that for 3, so that bumps me to 10. Just in case, because I don't really know what's going to happen here. The other thing I got to think about before, well, I guess the next thing would be the Deep Terrors. So the Deep Terrors are kind of next in line. We've got to figure out what they're going to end up doing, which is probably going to be nothing positive for us. So it looks like there's only 1 left, so that's good. He's going to wound and poison all adjacent enemies. Good thing we're not beside him, so that's okay. But he's going to attack from range 4, and he can definitely 1, 2, 3, 4. He can only get to my Cragheart. So he's going to shoot the Cragheart from range 4. He's a Deep Terror and he's elite. He shoots at a 4. He doesn't get any bonus for his extra card. So we got to flip a card for him to see what happens. So hopefully this won't increase it too much. Oh, ow. Okay, so that's insane. Ouch. So we just got hit heavy there, really bad. So that would be 8 damage coming to the Cragheart. Now, I mean, yes, I could take that HP hit, but it seems to be just over the top. I think it makes more sense to pick a card to get rid of. So I'm going to choose to get rid of the Unstable Upheaval. Not because, I mean, I really like this card from the fact of its initiative and its options for losing, but because it's just kind of a card that doesn't allow me to use its text for anything else, I'm going to choose this one to let go. It's to negate the damage because otherwise that would be insane. So that's it. Now we've covered the Deep Terror. Now we skipped over the Night Demon because there were no Night Demons to handle in this particular round, so we're okay. So now we've reached the end of the round. And sorry, by the way, guys, technically we would be on this would have been the 3rd round we were going through it here. So that's something that needed to be moved earlier, and I just did that now. So we're at the end of the 3rd round right now. We're going to go ahead, we're going to wane things down. So this leaf element is moving down to the waning column. The night element is moving down to the inert. We also have to do our scenario pull. So we have to go to here and flip our number. So we got an 8. We have to figure out which areas are going to get hit. So the areas according to the scenario are going to be right here. So this guy's getting surrounded. There's a rock just dropped beside him. There's another one. Ooh, it's going to be a 3. So it's going to be boom, boom, and boom. 3 right there. That's pretty nasty. Is there anything else? No. So we're okay. We're okay. Things are falling around us, but we're still alive. So that's good. So at this particular point, the question is, do we need to long rest? Do we need to heal up, do anything like that? No, I still have my movement here to generate, so that's good. I still have the ability to attack. So I know with my Craighart to move 4, I can get him 1, 2, 3, 4 right to the door, which is probably what I'd want. And then from here, I should be able to start pounding away at this door as fast as possible with as much damage as I can possibly throw at it. The Tinker, on the other hand, is going to need to generate enough movement to get close to this, or at least be in range. He does still have his movement 4, so in the next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, I could kind of get within range to start doing some attacks. So I don't think there's anything there I need to worry about in terms of damage, or in terms of planning and stuff like that. I think I've got enough cards. However, I think because we know we're going into a big attack here, maybe I'll keep my minor stamina potions for later, though. I'm not gonna, let me see here. No, I'll wait on that. Yeah, I think we're okay. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit back. I need to, I've already weighing things down for the round. I'm gonna have to shuffle all the symbols that came up with the shuffle with that particular card here. So we're gonna have to shuffle that deck. I'll take a look through here. I don't believe there was any we pulled, and then I don't believe there was any we pulled from here. The Craighart didn't end up doing much. So that should be all well and good. So that's pretty much it, I think. So that's the end of this particular video. The one thing that I will be doing for the next video is we'll be ticking this up to 4. So I'm going to do that now so that we know we're on the 4th round now. Keep in mind that time is very, very valuable. So we are kind of pushing it here, but we'll see how far we can go. So hopefully you guys are enjoying what you're seeing so far. This is getting kind of crazy. Hopefully the visual, the rocks and stuff like this are also adding to this situation to show you just how dangerous this particular room really is. So I guess until the next video, guys, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Let me know if you noticed anything that I might have missed, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks again for watching, and keep rolling solo.